All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update weekend edition. We have a lot to talk about. Big stuff is going on with Bitcoin, and I want to talk about what's going on with the Bitcoin miners because something was not quite right this week. So we're going to go through that in detail. I've updated all my weekly charts, so we'll look at each one of those. I'm going to start with Bitcoin, and then I'm going to move to the Bitcoin miners. So I'm going to jump to the Bitcoin chart on the 15-minute time frame. You're going to see there's an orange line where Bitcoin was when the U.S. markets closed on Friday. So that was just under $27,000. You can see that line has actually held as almost a perfect line of support all weekend. And now today, we've actually had a big run up in Bitcoin. We've run up over 28,000. We will see if it holds or if it's one of these moves that immediately reverses. Either way, Bitcoin has been on a vicious run to the upside. So if we look at this quickly on the 1 day time frame, you'll see all of these last 7 or 8 days, we have had 2 red candles. Other than that, it's been gigantic moves up. Just over the last 8 or 9 days, Bitcoin is up 42%. So that's a massive move to the upside. For those of you who are familiar with the channel, for those of you who have watched, you'll know that we've been talking about this line at 25,200. This has served as resistance now for about 10 months. This is breaking a very long line of resistance. But you can see as soon as it did, we were off to the races. So we've gone from 25,000 to about 28,000. This little gap ends at just about under 29,000. So we'll see. I expect to close the rest of this gap shortly. We talked on Friday on the live stream. I was saying that I was hoping we would close this gap over the weekend. So it looks like we have a good chance to do that, but it's not a done deal yet. We have to wait and see what happens. Bitcoin has been moving up viciously, but I want to go through what the Bitcoin miners are doing. When we look at the charts, you're going to see they've actually been underperforming. And it's getting pretty bad. By the way, please remember to subscribe to the channel. You can hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. You can also hit the notification bell because a lot of news is coming out very fast right now, so you want to get notified when these videos come out. Okay, so this is the 18 Bitcoin miners that I follow. This is the week over week. You'll see that the majority of the Bitcoin miners actually underperformed Bitcoin. So these should be a leveraged play. They have always been a leveraged play, both on the way up and the way down. For all those Bitcoin miners that didn't even keep up with the 35% that Bitcoin moved up on the week, that is serious underperformance. But even those that were above it, those were nowhere even close to a 2x leverage. Those were more like a 1 1/4 leverage to the upside. These are usually 2 or 3 or 4x leverage to the upside moves. That's what they have been in the past. So you'll see at the top of the list, we have Cypher. They're up 76%. They are the 3rd largest market cap out of all the Bitcoin miners. Then we have Marathon and Riot. We're both up 53%. So those were tied for the 2nd best performers out of all the Bitcoin miners. So you can see number 1, 2, and 3 on this list are the top 3 by market cap. So this has been a move to safety, in my opinion. I think the overall move to Bitcoin has been a move to safety based on what's going on with the banking. I will be doing a separate video on that because I think there's an awful lot of action that's going to come at us this coming week with the banks. Even though this is a very green chart, and yes, it's good to be green, and hopefully everybody had a nice week and your portfolios look better, this does represent underperformance. I'm going to show you the next chart. I think this gets a little more clear. This is where all the Bitcoin miners were last August. The last time Bitcoin was at 25,000. Remember, at the end of Friday, we were closer to 27,000. So Bitcoin is actually, as you'll see, up 7% from where it was last August. The only Bitcoin miner up from last August until now is DigiHost, and it's only up 3%. So you'll see the rest of these are anywhere from lagging to drastically lagging. Now, there were big changes in the last 7 or 8 months in a lot of these Bitcoin miners. So you got to know your stock. You got to do your own due diligence. There's a reason some of these are down so drastically. In my opinion, there's winners and losers. So I'm looking for this chart and I'm seeing everything down drastically. Also, you can support the channel by becoming a member. You can become a member by hitting the join button right next to the subscribe button. Membership is only $5 a month and it really does help support the channel. Also, we have an exceptional group with a lot of good content built up in the members only library. So I encourage you guys to go check that out. And I do appreciate everybody who's already a member and helping support the channel so that I can keep bringing this info to you guys. This is the last time I'm going to show this chart because I'm going to show you a new chart right now that's going to replace this chart because I think it's going to help people understand a lot better because August of 2022 was a long time ago, so it's starting to be apples to oranges, so you can say, well, this chart really doesn't mean that much, so I'm going to replace it with this chart. Okay, this is a chart comparing where all the Bitcoin miners closed on Friday versus their highs in February. That's last month, so Bitcoin has run up well past that, but yet you will see almost every single Bitcoin miner is in the red versus where it was last month. So I find no reason why the narrative on Bitcoin miners has changed in the last, say, 15 to 30 days. So I think this is absolutely just a lag, and I think that this gap is going to have to close if Bitcoin continues to get healthier. These Bitcoin miners, I believe, are going to have a day somewhere in there where there is a major jump. Again, this is not financial advice. I don't know that for a fact, but to me, that's what has happened in the past. That would more mirror the behavior in the past. These things don't always move exactly in tandem. There's other forces in the very short term that affect them, but I do think ultimately if Bitcoin can get to 29,000 or 30,000, I now see a lot of people talking about numbers a lot higher than that. I would be cautious. If Bitcoin can open up Monday and Tuesday and early in this week be in the $29,000 to $30,000 range, I think you're going to see a very big move up in these Bitcoin miners. I mean, some of these month over months are shocking. Stronghold 47%, Iris Energy 44%. I will tell you the few that I am personally taking a look at. And again, this is not financial advice, but to me, CleanSpark down 36%. This was already lagging when it hit its high last month, so it's now 36% below its February highs. So to me, CleanSpark is one that I have been adding to, I'm looking at, so obviously not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. As you guys can see, nothing is off the table with these Bitcoin miner stocks. They are exceptionally volatile. Bitfarms is another one that's of interest to me personally. It's down 28% from its highs from last month, and it's way down. So you can see even the best of these, and now once again, we're gonna see that the top 3 companies that by market cap are the only 3 that are even close to behaving well. But other than those 3, those are the top 3 Bitcoin miners by market cap. The rest of these Bitcoin miners are lagging behind in a substantial way. You could almost say they're losing their peg to Bitcoin, and that doesn't make any sense. In fact, the reverse should be happening because the difference in profitability for these companies as the price in Bitcoin goes up from where it was at 16 or 17,000, it's not a one-to-one correlation. It's actually significantly better than that. Some of these companies are making 5 times the gross profit that they were making 2 or 3 months ago. So it does not make sense that these are lagging. I think this is a giant beacon that somewhere in here there's some opportunities. So I will show you the year to date. So year to date, there have been companies that have performed exceptionally well. So if you look year to date, there's 3 companies that are off to the races. Core Scientific's up 386%. Now, it's still down 90 something percent because remember, this went into chapter 11, so it's still a penny stock. But if you bought this at the right time in December or January, you could be up as much as 386%. DigiHost is up 353%. That is a monster run up. And in comparison, by the way, Bitcoin as of the close of the US equity markets on Friday was up 62%. So Bitcoin has been extremely healthy this year. Okay, Cypher, which is in 3rd place, that's the 3rd largest market cap company, and it's up 314% just this year. Remember, folks, we're in the middle of March. So this is a very short period of time that we've had these gigantic run-ups. There's several other that I think are behaving well. They're about 2x. So when we look at the year to date, a 2x leverage is not bad. Although again, we just looked in the last month that all these are severely underperforming. So next in line is Riot and Marathon. They're both up 139% on the year. So that's a high quality return. Obviously, it's hard to complain about being up 139%. But in reality, they probably should be up more than that. And I think they do stand to make a nice run if Bitcoin can take just one more leg up or hold its ground where it is right now. Then you've got Iris up 138, Hut up 121, Hive 112, Bit Digital 112, and then Bitfarms 100%. So Bitfarms is now just a double on the year with Bitcoin up 62%. Again, I believe that's underperformance. CleanSpark to me is the thing that stands out the most in this entire page. There is one other thing I will talk about, but CleanSpark is is up 20% in the same period of time that Bitcoin is up 62%. Instead of a 3x leverage, it's a 1/3 leverage play. So I think that CleanSpark has a massive, massive potential run to the upside coming. But again, obviously not financial advice. You guys need to do your own due diligence and make your own buying decisions. I will let you know that for me personally, I have continued to dollar cost average into CleanSpark. I know from the comment section, a lot of people have given up here. A lot of people are frustrated at CleanSpark, angry at CleanSpark. But for me, I'm going to stick with it. Then you have Any, which is also up only 20%. Any is Sphere 3D. Stronghold's only up 4% on the year. And then you have Wolf is actually in the red year to date. So TerraWolf is down 9% year to date. Now, I will tell you that in the year 2023, about a month ago, they did raise $32 million of equity. So they did do some dilution. But to me, down 9% makes no sense at all. This company, I think, has dramatically increased their balance sheet. For me, the couple of standouts here are probably CleanSpark and TerraWolf. You know, you guys may want to take a look at Any and Stronghold, which are also hardly up on the year, so they're lagging way behind Bitcoin. So again, some of those may be opportunities, or some of those may just be companies that are lagging behind because they're not going to succeed. Lastly, just a very quick look. This is market cap. You're going to start to see the discrepancy. The money is consolidating in the larger Bitcoin miners. You now have Marathon and Riot at about $1.3 billion. This is the first time they've both been over $1 billion in a long, long time. It's the first time in the year 2023. It's the first time in actually a lot longer than that. Then you've got a big drop off, but you've got Cypher at $577 million market cap. That is still just about triple almost all the other Bitcoin miners in market cap. So that has run up to a massive place. You also have the bottom of this list. You've got 5 or 6 of these that are still nano market cap stocks. So obviously the smaller the stock, the more room there is potentially for massive upside. Also, typically, usually the greater the risk. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Thanks so much for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed your weekend. We will definitely see you tomorrow morning. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button, and you can hit the join button and become a member and support the channel as well. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.